now I got to moving. We're going to start looking at the 3 kinds of oral language. When I did research in New Zealand for schools, and I was a part of the FOLS 2000 grants in the state, the federal government sent me to New Zealand to do research. And one of the things that I found was that they very strongly delineated their oral language program. And I came back to the States and I said, oh, I do oral language, but I don't know that I know what I'm doing or why. I just wanted my kids to learn how to talk a lot. Well, there's a lot more reasons, and they do that really naturally. But there are a lot more reasons for kids to talk than just to be able to talk. I wanted them to be able to make decisions about their talking, to be able to perform in front of people. And not only that, but that the voice, language, is the voice of the heart and the mind. And talking is the foundation for all reading and writing. Absolute foundation. And it should have been included as one of the 5 pillars. Because I firmly believe that we have left out a couple pillars that are very important. One is the foundation of oral language. The other one is motivation. And many people would tell you organization is the 3rd one. Because you aren't organized, you're not going to get anything done. You know, you can have all the great intentions in the world, but if you don't know how to get it all together, you won't get there. So I began to look at my own classroom and how oral language was being developed. And I want to talk to you today about 3 different types of oral language. The oral language development contains interpersonal language. This is casual language. This is the language of conversation. And I'm finding that as I work with children, they do not have the language of conversation. We spend time in our school teaching children how to converse. That means they have to have active listening skills, to be able to listen to what somebody says, and know how to respond to that. Lunchtime in my classroom is a time in which we pull a topic, quite a few of the days of the week, and the children then discuss at their tables that topic and try to piggyback on what somebody else said. And we taught them to say, well, yes, I agree with what you said, but I think this, or no, that's not right, but and talk about it. And really look into subjects that might be of interest to children. And the kids will come up to me before lunch and they'll say, do we get a topic today? Because if they don't, then what happens is their lunchtime conversation devolves to how can we talk about things that are going on in our lives, or how can we have potty language at the table. Last year I had 12 little boys in my classroom, and let me tell you, if I wasn't doing oral language at lunch, I was getting potty language, nothing but potty talk. And I didn't want that, okay? And so we do that. But interpersonal communication, how many of you know adults in your life who cannot sustain a conversation? And if you say, how are you? They respond fine, and that's the last thing you hear from them. Because they haven't been taught that art. It is truly an art. So interpersonal conversation to me is really an important thing, that we be able, and not only that, but that we be able to be listeners. How many of you have dealt with a person that you really love and care about, but they never hear what you're saying? They're so eager to tell you what they have to say. Yeah. And you get done and you say, well, what did do you want to do this with me? Well, no, I wasn't listening to what you were saying. Some of us are married to them. And some of us have been that person with the person we're married to, trust me.